Hello, Siddharth here again to share an experience, a college experience. So these days are very close to our heart, right? And we do things quite naturally, I would say, at that point in time. So this is again an experience wherein I was studying in Banaras, Varanasi, and one of my friend who studied in a different college over there itself, and we both were kind of neighbors, right? So his mother came to me when I was there at my hometown, Raniganj, and she comes to our place and says that Siddharth, you're here and you're going back tomorrow, so why don't you take the sweet box to your friend and give it to him? So I said, okay, perfectly fine, I can do that. And when I reached Varanasi, I did my 1 2 days of college, and then I went to deliver it to him. So when I went over there, I couldn't find him in hostel, right? Obviously, it was daytime. He was also in his class. So I tried finding out which building was his classes and which stream and all that. So multiple buildings, multiple classes out there. So trying to locate a person within that university is in itself a challenge. Well, post that challenge, I got to a point wherein I could see, okay, this is the class. But to make sure whether my friend is actually in that class, because right now it's all information that's collected from various places, right? So what I did was, okay, I went inside and just outside the class, I strolled here and there outside the doors. So looking, trying to identifying my friend inside, and I saw him somewhere sitting in the back. Okay, perfect. I identified him. Now, with that identification, I had people looking at me, the students inside the class looking at me. So I started the sign language because my friend was sitting right at the back, somewhere at the back. So the front row students, one, two, three, and all those, right? So those row students started. I put in the sign language like so, passing on a message that okay, that guy, that guy, that guy. So that message chain triggered. Now this guy, what he does is that uh, while communicating, right? So the professor is teaching something during that time, and the professor gets to know that there's some guy outside who's just trying to distract my class, right? So he calls me inside very nicely. So he asks his students who is it, and they would say that there's someone outside. So I come in and he asks me, "Who are you?" So I give my introduction, and they say, "Okay, and what are you here for?" I said that I need to give it to my friend who's there sitting right at the back. So they said, "Okay, why couldn't you wait for the class to be over or for the timings to be over?" So I said, "I also need to go back. I cannot be there till evening, right? So I have to report to some place. So that's the reason I have to give it to him now." So he said, "Okay, but you know that you have distracted my class." I said to him that, "Have I distracted your class?" Or is it that uh, you couldn't keep the attraction focused on yourself of all the students? There's so many distractions outside. Why are you trying to blame me for distracting your class? I was just one of those. And I was just doing my thing that trying to identify someone and pass on a message without disturbing you even. Only using those elements in the class who were already distracted. So am I responsible for this distraction? So obviously hearing this, any professor would what he would do is that okay. So I was out. He asked me to leave the box and go out. And what happened to my friend? Let's leave that. So now, why am I discussing this? The important point over here, the key factor to drive over here is that there's so many distractions outside. While we are as students in a class or doing something, or while we are as a teacher, a professor, a consultant, whatever you call it, right? Trying to deliver something to our friends, our relatives, or whoever is the group to whom we are addressing. And you see that not many people, while you're addressing something, are tending to look outside, looking here and there, they're getting distracted, and then you say, "Boss, your attention is not here. How will you understand this?" You're not trying to understand. You're not concentrating. You're not focusing. So nice jargons we use, right? But have we tried understanding this? That it needs a two people to do a handshake, or two hands rather to do a handshake, right? So one is, if I put myself in the student's shoes, what could I do better to be a good listener, to be understanding, not just listen, hear it, understand it, and imbibe it, something of that sort, right? What can I do better? Or can I pass on the message to the person who is communicating it so that he could relate at my frequency, right? So tune the frequency maybe. But did I do that? In the second aspect of it is that as a professor stepping into his shoes, not saying that somebody is a professor only or a teacher only who does that, but anybody who's trying to deliver something to another person, did he or she try doing it, trying to deliver it in a different format, trying to bring that change over, right? So that's the key message. Rather than blaming it on others, blaming it on the people or on different things, why not think about it, what different can be done in our mode or means of communication or in the format that I am delivering in, right? So just think over. This was just one of nice experiences that I had, so just thought of sharing it. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.